Long ago, a kind couple wished deeply for a child, living near a mighty sorceress. One day, the mother became ill with a craving only one thing could satisfy: rampion. Nearby, the sorceress, Dame Gothel, grew the most beautiful and potent rampion. The husband, fearing his wife would surely die, felt he had no choice but to trespass. He climbed the wall and gathered the tender leaves in the dark of the night. Suddenly, Dame Gothel appeared, demanding to know why he was stealing her treasures.
Please, madam, my wife is dying. She must have this rampion to survive.
Very well. Take what you need, but in return, I will take the child you bear.
Terrified and resigned, the father promised the newborn child to the enchantress. The mother quickly recovered, eating the delicious rampion, and soon gave birth. But the joyous day was cut short when Gothel arrived to claim her payment.
Do not weep, foolish parents. She will be well cared for, but she is mine now.
Gothel snatched the child away from her heartbroken parents and vanished. She named the child Rapunzel, after the beautiful plant that sealed their fate. Gothel raised Rapunzel in isolation, high above the world in a windowless tower. The tiny baby grew into a little girl, knowing only the inside of the stone walls. As Rapunzel grew, so did her extraordinary sun-golden hair, thick and long. The magnificent hair possessed a potent healing and youth-preserving magic.
Stay close to me, child. The world outside is cruel and dangerous to beautiful things.
Gothel ensured Rapunzel believed the outside world was full of peril. The enchantress would only use Rapunzel's hair when she needed her power. Rapunzel was kept busy with chores, singing, and the endless care of her long hair. She had never seen a road, a village, or any person besides her mother. The only visitor was Gothel, who came once a day for her ritual. Whenever Gothel wished to enter the tower, she would stand below and call up.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me. I hear you, Mother. Wait for me.
Gothel would climb quickly, scolding Rapunzel if the journey took too long. Once inside, Gothel would examine Rapunzel and her magical hair minutely. And then, as quickly as she came, the enchantress would depart once more. Rapunzel grew older, and her voice became truly enchanting and crystal clear. One day, a young prince rode through the dark forest and heard the beautiful melody.
What a miraculous sound! It seems to come from the very clouds above.
He searched the dense thicket, following the music, until he found the hidden tower. He returned often, watching from a distance, trying to understand the tower's secret. For days he hid, observing the strange arrival and departure ritual of the mysterious woman. Finally, Gothel left, and the prince knew he must risk everything to call for himself. he nervously attempted to mimic the sorceress's exact words and tone.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me.
Oh, Mother is back so soon.
The prince grabbed the golden braid and began the long, difficult climb upward. He strained against the massive weight of the hair, finally reaching the window ledge. Though Rapunzel was frightened at first, the prince's kind manner soon calmed her.
Forgive me, fair maiden. I am a prince, captured by the beauty of your song.
The prince spoke to her gently of the world outside, of forests and busy towns.
I have never spoken to a stranger. This room is all the world I have ever known.
I am here because your song is the most beautiful thing I have ever heard.
He learned how lonely she was and how desperately she longed to see the sun and sky. He realized she was confined there and swore he would help her escape. Gothel returned shortly after, making the prince promise to leave quickly. Over the following weeks, the visits became more frequent and more tender. He learned about her childhood games and the songs her mother had taught her. The prince would bring her gifts from the outside world she had never known. He brought her flowers that only grew in the fields and stones that sparkled. Every visit brought Rapunzel immense comfort and banished the tower's long loneliness. Soon they spoke only of the day they could leave the tower forever.
Gothel uses your hair to climb. We must find another way to descend safely. We will weave a strong ladder of silk, little by little, until you can climb down.
I will hide the ladder until it is finished, and we can finally leave this place.
Every piece of silk the prince brought, Rapunzel patiently wove into the growing ladder. She had to work quickly, fearing that Gothel would discover their secret meetings.
Soon, my love, you will be free of this lonely tower forever.
But the enchantress grew suspicious, noticing subtle changes in Rapunzel's routine. Gothel noticed Rapunzel had a new happiness, too intense for the simple stone room.
My sweet child, you seem happier now. Tell Mother what gives you such joy. Oh, Mother, sometimes I wish you would climb up faster. You foolish girl. You have betrayed my trust.
Gothel grabbed a sharp pair of shears and moved with terrifying speed. In one painful, shocking moment, the magnificent golden hair was severed completely.
Now you are banished from my sight, sent where you can cause no more trouble.
Rapunzel found herself alone, far away, thrust into a desolate wasteland. Gothel then waited, holding the thick, severed braid like a weapon of deception.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me.
Yes, my sweet prince. I have waited here for you.
Rapunzel? Why does the rope feel so heavy and dead tonight?
When the prince entered the room, he faced not his love, but the furious enchantress.
Your little bird is gone, flown away to sing her songs elsewhere.
In his panic and despair, the prince leaped from the tower and fell onto thorns below. He landed hard in the thorny undergrowth, the sharp spines piercing his eyes. He survived the fall, but the prince was now blind and unable to see his path. The prince wept and wandered aimlessly, starving, relying only on berries and roots. He spent years roaming, seeking Rapunzel, eating only what he found on the ground. His royal clothes became ragged and torn. Despair clung to him like a dark shroud. Meanwhile, Rapunzel lived in hardship in the desert, far from any path or kingdom. She survived, tending to the needs of the children she had delivered in silence. She named them and protected them, keeping them safe from the desert's brutality. Rapunzel taught her children all the simple songs and games she knew from the tower. After years of wandering, the blind prince finally found himself far from the forest. He heard a faint, familiar sound carried on the dry desert wind. It was a song, and he recognized the melody instantly. Rapunzel's lost voice.
Rapunzel, could it truly be my love after all these lost, lonely years?
He followed the voice until he came upon her small, isolated dwelling. They fell into each other's arms, weeping tears of recognition and profound sorrow. As Rapunzel wept, two of her powerful tears fell straight onto his damaged eyes. Immediately, a warm, golden light surrounded his face, and his sight was restored.
I can see. I can finally see you again, my Rapunzel.
Rapunzel then introduced him to the children he had never known. The prince joyfully embraced his children, completing the family he never knew he had. He led Rapunzel and the twins out of the desolate desert toward his homeland. They journeyed for many days, their love a guiding light to lead them home. The prince was joyfully received by his kingdom, who had long mourned his disappearance. The original mother and father were found and welcomed back into the prince's court. They were overwhelmed with joy to see their daughter again, safe and happy at last. Rapunzel and the prince were married and ruled their kingdom with kindness. The family, now whole, lived for a long time afterward, happy and contented. And Dame Gothel, she was never heard from again, disappearing with the tower. The strength of true love proved powerful enough to overcome years of darkness.